right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Willem van der Post, and I have the honor of hosting today's software showdown. But essentially, these software representatives today are going to get 3 questions for which they've had absolutely no prep, because the only one that knows what's going to get asked is me. How this is going to work for the first round, we'll have 3 of these questions. And for the first question, I'm going to give every participant only 90 seconds. Question number 1. Why should one of these audience members choose to use the product that you represent today? And please don't give us the politically correct answer. Please don't give us business cliches. And for crying out loud, please don't read us the brochure. Start the clock.
Okay, so why I think QuickBooks Online is the perfect tool for small business owners. I actually have a 70-year-old man that is operating his business through his mobile QuickBooks Online application, fully on his phone. So that if that doesn't show you how user-friendly the application is, what else can?
One of the first reasons I will say, Sage, been around for 30 years. Sage is built by SA for SA. Local support, telephone, emails, Sage City, Sage University.
At GoGetters, we love working with Xero because you don't need a university degree to use the tool. It's super easy. In terms of features, you guys have just proven that there's no differentiation because all the features are the same. The difference with Xero is that it does all the heavy lifting for you so that the team working with the client can spend more time providing them those insights and telling the beautiful story behind the numbers.
Well done. It's very, very slick delivery. I'm impressed. Will your software package still be worth anything and needed really in 5 years' time when semi-intelligent, automated, robotic capabilities exist that facilitate the world of the accountant?
With QuickBooks Online, AI is already completely built in and machine learning, and that is completely seen in the banking center. So accountants using QuickBooks Online is already used to how the software works for them.
Sage is a global company, and we're adding new features and app partners on a daily basis. It's very, very exciting at the moment.
QuickBooks Online, Sage are accounting software packages. Xero is an accounting platform that's got open APIs. In other words, any business can scale much quicker with Xero as a platform, building on other apps and other technology to make life easier and to stay with it.
How friendly is your package in terms of talking with other software packages? And does that mean I'm staring down the barrel of more costs because you rely on other ecosystem players to augment your functionality?
QuickBooks Online integrates with several different applications. So if you are using other softwares that need to integrate with it, it can, especially with the e-commerce. If you have a Shopify store, it integrates directly. So it really depends on what you want the system to do. If you do need it to integrate, it can, but you need to look at the cost effectiveness of it.
I think all of these products have their eco centers. We allow integration, but what's also happening is, with Sage, we speak to our clients as well, and we find out what their needs are.
20 seconds.
And price is just an element of the value.
Xero is a single global platform. Sage is not. It's multiple. So you're going to have to pay infinitely more as a company to enable the same amount of integrations that Xero can do. Today, already, Xero's got more than 800 apps that it can integrate with.
Talk to us about your philosophy and your methodology of supporting users that have now made this critical choice in the juncture of their business to select your product.
Okay, so in our firm, we look at it in a few ways, right? With QuickBooks Online as a product, it does have a 3-tier support system. One is obviously the local support, which is available to assist you. If you cannot get through or they cannot assist you with something that's quite high level, they will revert you to the UK support. And obviously UK time with ours is quite similar.
I absolutely love Peg. So Peg is our little, robot that we speak to. If Peg can't answer your questions, It directs you straight through to Sage City, Sage University. But the big benefit that I think we have here is that we can still speak to humans.
In April this year, we implemented Xero for 6 companies within a group. It was a family-run business, and within 6 weeks after doing intense training, we were able to get the owner of the business, who's not an accountant, to handle 80% of the day-to-day bookkeeping and accounting. And as a consequence, they are able to cut about 70% of the monthly accounting fee. Now that's real value. And Xero is so easy to use that the level of support they required subsequently was almost negligible.
Price-wise, what are we talking about? Give us the pre-seed version of your pricing structure, please. Willem.
So Xero, the standard option is $30 per month. That gives you all the functionality, unlimited users, unlimited transactions. The only limitation is the multi-currency processing capability. If you want to add that, you pay another $10 per month. So that's the maximum of $40 per month.
Okay, so in terms of a startup company that comes to Sage, it's 160 Rand. But if you want to get full accounting functionality, it's 290 Randellas per company.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we have 3 pricing structures. I'm just going to read, so I'm not going to look at the screen. So the simple starts at $229, but again, if you go through an accounting partner, you get it for half the price of that. Your essentials package starts at $350. Well, it is $351. You get half of that, and your plus package is 473 Rand, and you get half of that if you go through an accounting partner.
Talk to us just a little bit about training and certification and whether or not that functionality is embedded within your software package or associated with your software vendor.
So Xero has always pushed the idea of human-to-human interaction and the idea of beautiful, easy accounting. They're the leaders in that field. There's what they call the Xero Learn platform, and that is essentially the tool that we're currently using to convince the universities to change their curriculum. And you may know that the University of Johannesburg has already gone public with that change. They've already adopted Xero as part of their curriculum.
Our accountants get their training, free as well. But we have online training on Sage University. We've got our own university, and we offer training on Sage University. You guys should really go check it out.
Yes, we do have certification and so many different types of certifications. There's a main one, and obviously there's smaller ones. So I actually have a 2-hour QuickBooks Online full training video on YouTube, for example. So with that training that you get as an accountant, you also get those added little videos that's there for free, and a full training center at your fingertips, and full how-to videos throughout the site.
What are the payroll capabilities? Are they integrated, and do I pay extra for that? Your time starts now.
Yes, we have Sage Payroll. Sage, more than 80% of our staff in South Africa get paid with a Sage product.
So there's at least 3 different payroll solutions you can use in South Africa. PaySpace, Simple Pay, and there's a new one that was just released, Hello HR. So you've got choice.
It doesn't mean that something that has been there for ages and years is better. We've seen now that legacy softwares are slowly fading away. These new age technologies are sometimes a little bit better and a bit more, got a bit more technology built into them.
We're now going to go into something that no one has done on an accounting software showdown ever before. And this is that the participants are going to formulate questions to pose to one another. Celeste, can I ask you to pose your question?
So what happens if your client outgrows your cloud product?
Okay, so if your client ever happens to outgrow product, which probably won't happen in QuickBooks Online because it is such a scalable product, that is where your add-in integrations come in.
You'll have a problem from a Sage perspective if your client outgrows Sage Online, because then you have to jump from Sage Online to another Sage iteration to another Sage iteration. So that in itself will be a systems change that your clients will have to undergo.
Yes, it might be moving to a different product, but it's still the same business, and that integration is a lot easier.
So I fundamentally disagree that we are talking about 3 platforms. We only have one platform in this room, and that is Xero, because it's got a single global infrastructure. That's a platform.
Your scalability you would need to reach it with Sage 1 much faster, and you would need to move your software package much quicker with Sage 1 than you would the other 2. The other 2 could take years and years, and you probably would never reach it.
Nadine, it is your turn to ask the question of the other 2 participants. Please ask.
Okay, Willem, I have a question for you. So with your banking feature, I do know that you can only match in your reconciliation screen, and you can only cash code separately. So how is your efficiencies seen in that area where QuickBooks Online, you can match and cash code in the same screen?
The matching and the cash coding, in my view, it's not an issue. There is a setting in the cash coding bit, by the way, I don't know when last you were looking at that, where you can actually see all the items that are matched in cash coding. So I'm not 100% sure I understand that question, but certainly that's not an issue.
If I just go in terms of Sage, we've got auto entries, and then we've also got mapping rules, and you can also split transactions. So it really, really is great. If you do those mapping rules once, most of your allocations, your monthly allocations are done.
I'm going to put a little bit of an example out there. Let's say you have a transaction that constantly occurs, such as MTN or Telkom, right? With QuickBooks Online, you do not have to set mapping.
Oh, sorry, Nadine, thanks so much. I think I understand that question better now. And so what I want to say that no one in the world can actually claim a monopoly on how AI and machine learning works. It's exactly the same technology that sits behind all these apps.
Now for the last rotation of this particular section, before we go into closing comments, and audience, please stay in tune, because I'm going to ask you to vote on a poll that our organizers have created. But before we get to that, let me ask Willem for his question.
My question to you is as follows. You've both beat the drum quite hard and how cheap your product is. And you then made the comment that the moment you get into integrations, you should no longer, or that's what I heard you say, you should no longer look at the cheapest option. You should now have a value versus price discussion. What happened to cheapness? So can you please help me resolve that contradiction in terms?
Cool. Okay, Willem. So I think when I speak, because we're speaking a lot to business owners here, we're speaking to guys that are converting or starting up, and for those plugins that you decide to use, you will pay for those. But when you're paying a $40 and then all these plugins, we have to be sensitive to price in these times that we face ourselves. Thank you.
Okay, so QuickBooks Online is not a cheap product. It just offers great deals to accountants to offer to their clients. So pricing is not really an issue. It's not a cheap product. It really has so many features, so much of value-added services to it. The amount of conferences and events that QuickBooks holds can outweigh the prices that it charges.
The discussions we have with our clients is how can we best provide them with insights. Whatever tools we use, they don't really have to worry about it, because we give them a value-based billing that they're willing to pay for because they know what they're getting for it.
But then, Celeste, with that in mind, as we head towards the voting of today's endeavor, can I ask you for your closing comment in 45 seconds? Your clock starts now.
Okay. So if you want a product you can trust, choose Sage. If you want a product that meets all your compliance needs for an SA market, choose Sage. If you want a product that's simple to use and understand, choose Sage. If you want a product that won't break the bank, choose Sage. And my wish for all business owners out there, if you want your business to grow and be successful, choose Sage, because the sky's your limit.
I say QuickBooks Online is the #1 accounting and business solution for your business. It is a global company worldwide. It is in so many different countries, so many different continents. Every day they are moving into a different continent and country. They are, at the end of the day, looking at how they can help you grow your business and help you make your business succeed. So why not partner with them to help you grow your business? It's all about getting started, having the right system that will help you grow. They've got every software has amazing features, but why not go with the software that will grow with you? As you grow, they grow.
Willem, because I kind of stole it out of your hands, you've got, I would say, 30 seconds for any additional closing comments that you would want to make, and your clock starts now.
Thanks very much for that. So, unlike QuickBooks and Sage, you don't need a university degree to use the product. You need a lot more training with those solutions. Xero is just a lot easier. And as I said in the beginning, it enriches human-to-human communication. It humbles the accountant. It makes the client win. And that's what it's all about, winning for the client.
All right, and so in third place, we have Sage. And then on the QuickBooks versus Xero, edging out with 2% higher than the 36% garnered by Nadine is Willem from Xero, who has today won the software showdown. To the participants, this has been a rapid fire and entirely new style endeavor for me. I think you've equipped yourself extremely well and represented even better today. So thank you very much for your willingness to subject yourself to some gloves off software showdowning with a twist. My name is Willem van der Post. I hope to see you again soon sometime. Have a happy and safe set of holidays in South Africa and save the time to reconnect with your friends and your family and stay safe. Thank you very much.